Hi everyone, so I am here to give you just a short little video on what I'm going to classify as accountability partners, but I'm going to tie a little bit of other factors and facets into it. So we were talking in church the other day, and we were learning about the armor of God and how when you get up every day, you just got to get prepared for battle. But the extension of that was how when you go into battle, and the way soldiers used to fight was they would stand shoulder to shoulder and they would carry their shield and their weapons and stuff, and they would all be holding one another up. And what that signifies was if one person was to fall, if one person was to get wounded, if one person was to fall short, then the entire line of defense would fall over. The entire line of defense would collapse and just be useless, essentially, right? So I started thinking about nutrition, and I started thinking about accountability partners when it came to accountability partners in faith. So with my faith, the way I apply it is there's certain things that are not a big deal to me. They're not my vice. They're not things that make me suddenly weak. And yet the person next to me, my brother or sister in Christ, they could fall because of that. For instance, I don't have a problem with alcohol. I can have a glass of wine and it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't do anything. It's no big deal. I don't have a weakness for it or a vulnerability. However, if my best friend does and I choose to drink around them, I could cause them to fall because all of a sudden that's their weak area. And so that's something they're weak in. And when it comes to fitness and stuff, it's the exact same way. Like, you choose who your friends are. You choose who's in your line of defense, who your accountability partners are, who your workout buddy is. But then you have to be aware of what their weaknesses are. And you have to be aware of what makes them fall. Because just because something's not a big deal to you doesn't mean it's not going to be a big deal to someone else. So, for instance, if my weakness is not sweets, say I like salty things and not sweet stuff, I can walk into a candy factory and it would not affect me in any way. However, going back to the same thing, if my best friend is, if my push partner is, if it's my spouse and they're on a fitness kick and they're trying to get into shape and I bring home chocolate or something, I'm derailing them. I'm causing them to fall. And all of a sudden, my entire line of defense is weaker. And so my encouragement today is to think about those people that you are working out with. Those people in your life who motivate you, who encourage you, whether it's your fitness coach, whether it's your mentor, whether it's your best friend who's coming over to do the Insanity DVDs, I don't care. Go through your list of your people and whoever is in your line of defense and ask them. Have those conversations. Figure out what their weaknesses are. And then be mindful of that. Don't put them into situations that are going to cause them to fall. Don't lead people into temptation, right? You wouldn't want them to do that to you. You wouldn't want someone to bring over a bunch of Reese's peanut butter cups knowing that that is the thing you crave most in the world and you're trying to get into shape. Like, that's just not nice. So figure out, have those honest conversations and say, hey, what makes you fall? And then do your best to hold them up. Don't try to let anyone in your line of defense fall, because as much as something may not be a big deal to you, it could affect the person next to you. And that's what we need to just be mindful of, is when we're waking up, that we are putting on our armor. That's not only going to protect us, though, it's going to protect every other person in our line. We're all on a team. My fitness team in particular, they all know that. We talk about it all the time. We know what things we need to say to encourage one another, what our weaknesses are when we're falling. I mean, we have honest conversations. So I have people where if I'm their accountability partner when it comes to fitness, they're texting me saying, hey, I don't want to work out. I don't have the same people as my fitness accountability partners, my nutrition accountability partners, my relationship. I have different people with different skill sets, with different strengths that complement mine. So if my weakness is I find excuses to not work out, I'm not going to go find a partner who does the exact same thing. We're just going to encourage one another to sit on the couch and watch television. So think about those people in your line. Figure out what their weaknesses are. Pair up accordingly And then when you go forward, do your best to just prepare every day to just stay strong, okay? So good luck, and I will talk to you soon.